talking to him properly in a minute, because don't listen, because I know you hate all this swooning heartthrob stuff, but I've got to do it because it's true. Because you've been breaking hearts for nearly 35 years, did you know? Yeah, and he's still making us all swoon today. There's that word again.
That's the last time we'll say that.
Listen, Phil, if you want to swoon, you swoon away.
I've, of course, been swooning for you. Well, in actual fact, you were part of the major problems of my growing up, because you could never get a girlfriend, because they're either going out with you... What do you mean going out with him? He lives in London, you live in Cornwall, he can't be here. So that you could never get a girlfriend because they're going out with you, or they were going out with Donny Osmond, or they're going out with David Cassidy. It was a nightmare to get a girlfriend. So listen, don't get me started on that, because there'll be a row. Before we meet the man himself, let's have a quick trip down memory lane. And here he is now. Those songs have been very good to you, actually, haven't they?
Yes, they have. I mean, it's wonderful as a writer. I mean, I didn't write Oh, What a Circus, but it's wonderful as a writer if you've written songs and they mean so much to people. So, and we'll be back on tour playing those songs, but playing new songs as well.
Yeah, well, this is the Happy Ever After tour. I love the title.
Thank you.
That's really nice.
Well, that's the latest album, which the band and I haven't had a chance really to play live. Yeah. So we'll be featuring some of that. And
you did 48 dates all over the country, starting, I think, Friday the 25th in Plymouth, my hometown. Hello to everyone in Plymouth.
Hello, Plymouth.
Yeah. And so people can come along expecting all the greatest hits, all the ones they love.
It'll be a mix of, because, you know, I mean, if we didn't do those big hits, I think people would feel short-changed, wouldn't they?
Well, I'm so glad to hear you say that, because so many people say, oh, I hate playing all that old stuff, it's so boring. But that's what people love, and that's, you know, they like to hear your new stuff too.
Yeah.
But to me, it wouldn't be a David Essex concert without Gonna Make You a Star and all the ones we love.
No, I'm aware of that. So we do 48 dates, and then it's all very exciting, because a musical play, which is called All the Fun of the Fair, starts in September and does a 6-month tour, which features my songs, but it's a very edgy story about forbidden love. All takes place inside a fairground world. Got a terrific director, Nikolai Foster, who did Aspects of Love, which I just left. Lovely producer, Alan Darlow. So it's a really good... John Conway wrote the script. So
why did you choose...
He's the Boogie Nights creator.
Yeah, he's written a terrific script. I mean, it's a wonderful story, I think. And the good thing is, I think, that the music isn't grafted on. I mean, there's 3 number ones in the show. Yeah. Gonna Make You a Star, which I'll do in a little while, but that's in there, and a lot of the newer music.
Well, All the Fun of the Fair is really the realisation of an ambition for you, isn't it?
Well, in a way. I mean, I wrote Mutiny, which did very well in the West End at the Piccadilly Theatre for 18 months, I think. But no, I'm really looking forward to this. We're actually looking for my son, in the show, so we're looking for a really good young actor.
So just explain this picture to us here.
That's my real son.
Yeah.
That's
now, he's not in it.
No, he's concentrating on his music. He's at the Contemporary Music Academy with his brother.
So they needed a picture of someone. They said, you know, we're trying to find someone who looks like your son, could be your son. He said, well, why don't you use my son?
Yeah, we use Billy. I mean, he would be actually terrific, but he's concentrating on his music.
And his brother, they're twins, aren't they?
Yes, they are.
So your other son's not interested in being you either, then?
Well, he was the only one around. The other one was in the States. But I mean, they are going to be terrific. Their rock careers and writing is very strong, I think.
So, so back to All the Fun of the Fair. What's the attraction for you with a sort of fairground life? Because you did do it for a bit.
Yeah, just before I left school, I went off with a fairground for a while. I just find that the world is so insular and strange. You know, the showmen put up these incredible rides and great big pieces of machinery, and then they sort of shadowy figures disappear into the night to somewhere else. So the musical, The Fun of the Fair, takes us into that world.
Yeah.
And it's about father and son relationships, forbidden love, father and daughter relationships. It's funny too, I think. And it's just a world that we, as outsiders, never really get to see, isn't it?
And it's that kind of transient life, as you said, just always on the move, which I suppose reflects a little bit of your life when you're working so hard touring. I mean, what are you like on the road? You know, are you comfortable in that hotel life, or do you always have to take your little bits round to make life, you know, make
No,
things
not really.
homely?
I'm quite easygoing.
I mean, bit of a
the-
gypsy in you.
Yeah, I think the great thing about touring is that you get to see so much of the UK, which you probably wouldn't do. You know, it's Sunday in Kingston upon Hull. Well, you probably wouldn't spend a Sunday, but you can find nothing personal. but you can, you know, you can find things to do and interesting things to see.
Well, I mean, the amount of time that you have spent and will spend on the road. So you just finished the Aspects of Love tour.
Yes.
Then we say there's the 48 dates of the Happy Ever After musical tour, and then all the Fun of the Fair.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a long time away.
It is. It's going to be a couple of years in total, but I don't mind that.
But do you ever feel like you live anywhere? Where do you live if you had time at home?
Well, London, East London's really home to me. So London, I suppose. Yeah.
You revisited the East End quite
Yeah, I
recently.
go there a lot because my mother sadly died spring of last year. My dad's buried in the East End, mum's buried in the East End, and then I go and watch West Ham a lot, which is in the East End. So it's a strange feeling wherever I'm in the world. If you know, if I go there, I just feel that I connect with that area.
Were you brought up in the East End?
Yeah,
Yeah.
in West Ham.
In West Ham.
Has it changed?
Yeah, it's a flyover, Canning Town, where I was born.
Yeah.
It's changed a lot because it was actually very charismatic and interesting after the war, because I was a little boy in the 50s there, and the Blitz had taken a toll there, and there were street markets, and everything was very vibrant, very interesting, and at the end of the road you'd have an ocean-going liner with people coming off from, you know, different countries dressed differently. So it's a very cosmopolitan, very interesting place to grow up.
And how I mean, I hope you don't mind. I mean, you said you were growing up in the 50s. I mean, you turned 60 very recently, didn't you?
Yes.
And how did you feel about that milestone? Because are you like everyone else who we've spoken to who said, yeah, 60, but I still, in my head, I'm still in my 20s.
I think so, Phil. Yeah, I still feel very, you know, full of energy. I'm very I think being able to work in different mediums for me is very useful because a change is as good as a rest. I mean, we do the rock tour from next week, and then out of that, and then into all the Fun of the Fair, which is more structured, a musical theatre.
And you're producing it as well, aren't you?
No, I'm not. No, it's Alan Darlow Productions is the producer. I'm thrilled with the director we've got. It's the same director that did Aspects of Love, Nikolai Foster. So it's a good team, you know.
Well, for someone who has said, I don't really like this fame stuff, I mean, you're certainly putting yourself out there, that's for sure.
Yeah, well, it's the projects that interest me rather
Yeah.
than the fame and fortune.
Well,
You're
we're
gonna sing for us,
delighted
aren't
you're
you?
still rocking on.
Yes, I'll have a
Yeah.
go.
There you go. Here's the album, Happy Ever After, and there you go. Would you wander over for us?
Yes,
and get ready?
yes, of course I will.
Terrific. Thank you very much
Thank you.
indeed.
Pleasure. Lovely
Thanks,
to
Dave.
talk to you.
No,
both.
great
Thank
pleasure
you.
to see you. Good luck with everything.
Goodness, sadly, that is it for today, but coming up tomorrow, Alison